A very good evening to one and all present over here. On behalf of the SOL Foundation, I would like to thank each one of you for joining us for the Journey to Road Safety webinar series on the topic Safer Roads Through Design and Operation. Now, just a little housekeeping before we get started. If you have any questions during the session, please type them into the chat box. I will bring them up at the end of the session. And the form link for certificate will also be rolled out in the chat box at the end of the session. I would now like to give a brief introduction of Indian Road Safety Campaign. Indian Road Safety Campaign is the initiative of SOL Foundation working towards making the roads safer in India. It has been started as a project at IIT Delhi due to the death of students in a road accident. IRSC has gradually grown to be the largest youth-led organization in India. IRSC has been working in close association with organizations such as UN, WHO, Ministry of Road Transport and Highways, various state governments, and other research centers across the world in its endeavor towards Vision Zero. To achieve this, IRSC has worked with over 1,500 colleges and 25,000 volunteers across 50 plus cities in India in various domains such as awareness, technical innovation, law, order, policy, medical, etc. Indian Road Safety Campaign has launched the Journey to Road Safety webinar series to bring all the stakeholders of road safety in one platform, where we try to spread awareness about the importance of road safety and the protocols that one needs to ensure. Moving forward, I'm honored and privileged to present to you Dr. Pradeep Kumar Agrawal as a speaker for today's session. He has a vast teaching experience of more than 25 years at UG, PG, and PhD level. He has vast experience in various testing, consultancy, and research in the area of transportation engineering and road safety. Has published more than 100 research papers in various national and international publications, and organized various reputed road safety training programs for field engineers in association with Ministry of Road Transport and Highways, AITD, etc. He is presently working as a professor in the Department of Civil Engineering. He is also coordinator of Principal Technical Agency for Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana for the state of Madhya Pradesh, and a life member of various professional bodies like IRC, Indian Science Congress, IUT, ISTE, etc. We are so glad you could be here today to share your insights. Now, without further ado, I will turn the session to Dr. Pradeep Kumar Agrawal. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Ms. Kashish, for introducing. And very good afternoon to you all, and very warm welcome in this session. So, am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are clearly audible.
Okay. And then presentation is also visible? Huh?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, I am happy to note about the IRS activities, and I am thankful for providing me this opportunity to interact with you. So, because time is limited, so let us start. So, today's topic is safer roads through design and operations. So, main agenda is to present something so that we can initiate a discussion regarding how we can ensure the safety through design and operations on Indian road network. So mainly we would like to discuss something about what is the problem, what is the road safety scenario, and from solution aspect, I would like to present some slides regarding how we can ensure safety through design and operations. Okay, as we know, the problem before us is safety degradation on our road network. Here we can observe this large number of accidents all over the world. Here we need to reduce road accidents because they are responsible for huge economic loss to any country or any society, and also it is a huge social loss to our country. So basically this is a huge socio-economic problem worldwide. We all know about this, we are all concerned. So we will not go into details of the data or statistics, but mainly I would like to highlight that fatality rates are low in some country, like it is about 2.8 or 3.1 or 4. But in our country, India, it is very high. It is 22.6 death rate per 1 lakh population. So in India, we are having very higher fatality rates, especially in low and other middle income countries. Also, situation is very worse. But the issue I want to discuss here, that in spite of having cheap labor in these low and middle income countries, we are not able to address this road safety issue. Like, for example, even simple smaller issues like why is vegetation allowed to grow over signs and block sight lines? This is also a very concern, and it obstructs the line of sight, and it is a very safety hazard. Similarly, why are white lines not maintained, potholes not filled? So smaller things, but we are not able to maintain them to ensure safety on our road network. So even with a small low cost, we can do a number of things, like we can investigate the block spots, we can conduct road safety audit, and also we can develop some pedestrian facilities. So this doesn't require huge investment, but they are very important or critical to ensure safety on our road network. Another point I would like to highlight here, that on a particular road, they have planned and designed a footover bridge for pedestrians. Large number of pedestrians are supposed to cross this particular section. But even these photographs clearly indicate that still pedestrians are not using the footover bridge and they are crossing on the road. So the point here is that we should plan and design all the road safety features rationally, logically, and scientifically. Then only it will be more effective. So the basic idea here is that road safety engineering is not simply putting the speed breaker wherever we want, and not only simply putting the good signboards. So basic requirement is that we should think rationally, logically, scientifically, and we should implement or we should recommend appropriate safety measures where depending upon the requirement. So that is the basic objective of this presentation, that we should move away from the traditional thinking and we should think about the safety treatment that will work. So we have to look for what are the pattern in the crashes, and depending upon analyzing the situation, analyzing the road safety hazardous condition, we should recommend an appropriate option that will work. So we should be more logical, more rational in recommending appropriate measures. So by appropriate planning and designing, and also during operation, we can suggest some appropriate remedial measures to ensure safety on our Indian road network. That is the basic idea of today's discussion. Here, as you are aware, these are the common scenario on our Indian roads. Here, mostly public transport vehicles are overcrowded. We have mixed traffic vehicular conditions. Here you all know, because time is limited, so we can skip all these things. So this all photographs clearly highlights the typical Indian road traffic condition scenario. Here we have mixed traffic, and also animals are sharing the same space, and number of issues are there. So basically in our country, we have a heterogeneous traffic to homogeneous traffic mix, that is about 13-14 different types of vehicles are sharing the same road space with high speeds, and heavy haul vehicles mostly overloaded, sharing the road space with vulnerable road users. So the point here is sometimes the vehicles are overloaded, and this creates a very unsafe situations, protruding iron rods. Here we all are aware of this thing, but the basic idea is that we have to plan, design, and operate our road network considering these aspects. That is the idea to discuss or to show these photographs with you. Yeah, our vehicles are overloaded, even school vehicles are overloaded. So because another important aspect is behavior of drivers and road users. Yeah, the problem is
Excuse me,
further aggravated.
sir, sorry to interrupt you, but can you please turn off your notifications?
Okay, we should admit them.
Excuse me, sir. So not notification, annotation, sir, which is the lines coming on the screen.
Acha. So how?
See, sir, where you are sharing the screen, there is an option to turn off the annotations.
Okay. So we should turn off this. Clear? Clear what?
Yes, sir. If you can erase it, it's coming all over the screen.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. ठीक. So the driver and road user behavior, another important factor affecting road safety. You all know that, like we are talking while driving, a number of other issues are there.
आप जैसे मूव कर रहे हैं तो वो पूरा
Ah, yes, Miss Kashish. It is again coming again and again.
नहीं तो ये
Yes, sir. It's coming now also.
नहीं कर्सर आप हटा दीजिए
So what to do?
we are doing
Huh?
here my drums कर्सर
Huh? So these photographs clearly indicates that we have a typical road user behavior, and we should plan and design our road considering this. Okay, although we all are aware, mostly the young participant, that we should wear helmets. Okay, another important aspect is we have a very poor road infrastructure in the country, poor and hazardous road infrastructure. So I would like to share some photographs which highlights the poor road infrastructure in the country. Okay, like sometimes we have drains are opened, okay, which may lead to an hazardous conditions. Okay, so this type of situation which became a potential accident spots may be observed here and there on our Indian roads in urban area as well as in rural areas. Okay, sometimes we have low cut or eroded shoulders. Either shoulders are eroded, so which becomes very dangerous or safety hazardous conditions. Yes, our road infrastructure is also poor, inadequate connection between road and bridges. Here parapet wall is missing, and this creates a safety hazardous condition. Okay, as we know, this poor horizontal and vertical alignment. Here we have blind vertical curve, so inadequate line of sight, which may lead to an accident. So this is also an unsafe situation. Similarly, poor horizontal alignment. Here line of sight is obstructed due to this poor vegetation. So small things, but they are important. Here vision is blocked due to trees. So if we remove this, we can enhance the safety. So the issue is that in roads, this is a general common road safety scenario in our country. This is also another important point highlighted in this photo, that nowadays we have constructed good quality 4-lane roads, and they are meeting with the minor roads, village road or rural roads, meeting with these project highways. But here their connection is not properly maintained. So there is a very steep slope or inadequate connection, so which becomes a very safety hazardous condition. So just to conclude or just to summarize, major reasons for higher fatality rates in our country may be due to we have mixed traffic, mix of fast moving and slow moving vehicles, and then lack of planning and designing for all category of road users. Like in this photograph, on a sharp curve, we have to provide super elevation. Here outer edge is supposed to raise with respect to inner edge, so that we can counteract the centrifugal force to avoid overturning of the vehicles. But here in this particular section, there is absence of super elevation, so which is a safety hazardous condition. So lack of planning and designing. Here the minor junction is not properly designed, so inadequate side distances and a number of other issues are there. So these are some of the important reasons for higher fatality rates in our country. Further, we have inadequate and improper safety provisions for vulnerable road users. So we have inadequate pedestrian facilities like absence of road marking or foot over bridges, etc. So there is a more interaction of the pedestrian with the vehicular traffic, and this is a unsafe situation. Similarly, this disregard or compromise sometimes on standard by way of cost cutting, sometimes due to cost constraints. Sometimes we cut the important provisions or the safer provisions. So this is an example here. Sometimes due to cost constraint, some flyover, ROBs, minor bridges, etc. were deleted from the provision, and this creates a very unsafe situation in this particular project highway. Another important aspect is disregard for safety during construction or in work zone also. Okay, as the photographs highlighted, sometimes we create an unprotected deep excavation very near to carriageway. Here carriageway where the traffic is moving, and we have a very deep excavation near the carriageway. So this is also a very unsafe situation. Okay, sometimes construction materials are kept very near to carriageway, which is also very unsafe. So during even construction also, we have number of issues to ensure safety on our road network. So just to summarize some important reasons for this poor traffic safety scenario in our country, may be due to heterogeneous traffic mix. We have poor and hazardous road infrastructure, lack of planning and designing for all categories of users, behavior of drivers and road users, inadequate provisions for vulnerable road users, and also disregard or compromise on standards by way of cost cutting and safety in work zone. So just to summarize, we can say basically we have very unsafe situation for, we have improper planning, designing and operation of road infrastructure. That is also another important aspect for higher fatality rates in our country. So now coming to solution, what is our role as an engineer, how we can ensure safety. So quickly we will discuss something. As all of you are aware that road safety is basically a multidisciplinary activity. So we need to have a coordination or integrations of various agencies involved, like safety NGOs, engineering agencies involved in development of highways or roads, and then police people, enforcement people, and RTOs, and number of other organizations. They have to coordinate and integrate to ensure the road safety. Here we normally talks about 4 E's: engineering, enforcement, education, and emergency to ensure safety. Here, as this slide highlight, there are also 4 alphabet before E, that is A, B, C, D, that indicates attitude, behavior, culture, and discipline. So all are equally critical to enhance safety. Okay, because so mainly we will focus on engineering aspect, how engineering can ensure, engineering measures can ensure the safety on our road network. Okay, so basically approach to reduce this problem. So experience around the world has demonstrated that it is possible to substantially reduce potential safety problems by implementing systematic safety checks of various road projects at various stages in the planning, design, construction, and operation process. So all over the world, it is indicated that by appropriate remedial safety measures at all stages of any road project, starting from the planning, designing, construction, and operation, we can ensure safety. So road safety should receive increasing attention during planning, design, construction, and operation. So just to highlight the important role of engineers in improving the road safety, I would like to share one small story that road crash is basically is a result of a chain of events. So we have to break that chain of events to ensure safety. In this chain of event, a typical 35-year-old male is driver of this truck, which is also the mechanic. So one weekend he spent the whole weekend on repairing this vehicle truck, and these brakes were very worn. He finishes late Sunday, and then his friends drop around just as he finishes the repairs. Then both relax, they drink and talk until very late. So he did not get much sleep. So basically, I would like to highlight that accidents generally take place due to this chain of events, and we have to break this chain of events to avoid accidents. So on Monday morning, they started early loading the sand at the river near the city. They have little sleep, no breakfast, late for work. So driver drives the truck along the national highway. Here on that national highway, traffic was heavy, and that national highway was having unsealed shoulder. That is, shoulders was not paved, unpaved shoulder. And also road is very slick. It has little skid resistance. Light rain is falling. There were no sealed shoulder. many big drop-offs from the pavement. So there were a big drop-off from the carriageway and shoulder. So he traveled fast. There were many motorcyclists, some pedestrian and bike cyclists were also there on that particular road. He drives very close to the truck ahead of him, impatient to overtake. The truck ahead has dirty, broken brake lights, and further there was a bus in front of that truck. So this is a very common situation on our roads. So he knows, but the driver was aware of that particular road. So he knows that there is an overtaking lane ahead. So he accelerated to overtake the slow bus and truck. Suddenly, some road works were going on that particular overtaking lane. Slow lane was blocked. No advance warning sign was there. So the bus and other trucks swerve to the right without warning. So our driver has no time to react, and to avoid a side swipe collision, he swings his truck to the right, hoping to miss the other truck. At that instant, another motorcycle with 3 girls on it is traveling past from the other direction. They were not wearing even helmets. So our truck driver brakes late and hard, but the new brakes grab and the truck strikes with the motorcyclist. So one bus passenger also died in this accident, and 2 motorcyclists were killed, and police and legal action follows. So the main idea about this, sharing this story, is what happened in this chain of event, what causes the crash. So if we analyze the possible causes from user point of view, maybe the driver was frustrating, he was drinking, he lack of sleep, excessive speed, he was impatient and inattention, and girls on motorcycles were not wearing helmets. So the point is that accident took place due to chain of events and all are responsible. Similarly, vehicles may new brake of his truck, dirty broken brake lights of another truck, raining was there. Bus and truck turn aside because of the road work. Materials were also stored on the road. The road condition was also poor. We have lack of paved shoulders, big drop off from the pavement, no advance warning of the road works. So all this lead to this an accident. So the idea is, the basic point here is that as an engineer, we could have broken this chain of event by storing material of the road, by appropriate measures, safety measures during construction. We must have much better advance warning of the roadworks. We can have paved shoulder, which may create an escape route, eliminating the big drop-offs on the pavement. And in this way, engineers can play an important role by adopting or implementing appropriate safety measures, and in this way they can enhance or improve the safety of the roads. So as an engineers, we can save the lives. So the most important message here is that as engineers, we can save lives by proper designing, building and managing the safer road. So that is the basic objective of discussion, today's discussion. So with this, now, because time is limited, so let us discuss some design issues, how we can ensure safety by implementing appropriate measures during design. So as we know, that experience has shown that new or updated roads are not always as safe as they should be. This is often because potential safety problems were overlooked when the roads were designed. So sometimes while designing a road, sometimes we overlook some potential safety problems, and this leads to an unsafe roads. Another important point here is it is much easier to change the design than have to change the road once it is built. So it is more better, or it is proper, that while designing a road, we should take care of all the important safety features so that we can ensure a safer road network. So sometimes improper design causes accident, and non-professional design leads to human losses. So sometimes this may result in an accident. So by proper treatment of all geometrical features of the road, we can ensure a safer road network. Here another important issue is, how can a road be unsafe when current design standards are used? The issue may be that why accident occurred despite the use of current design standards. The point here is that even if we have designed the road following all the current design standards, even a road may be unsafe. So the issue here is that basic engineering standards may be adequate, but road is likely to function under different operating environmental conditions, like depending upon the driver behavior or other road user behavior, vehicle roadworthiness. So the point is that even we have followed the current design standards, we have to check or we have to compliance all safety issues while designing and planning a road network. So we should adopt the appropriate design standards to ensure safety on our road network. Okay, as we are aware that road is basically a shared space, so special attention we should provide to vulnerable road users like motorbike, bicycles, pedestrians, etc. So considering their requirement, we should design our road network. Similarly, as we know, they consider the need of all types of road users. Even we have the pedestrians, then sometimes animals are also sharing the same road space. So considering all their requirements, we should appropriately plan and design a safer road network. So considering this aspect, Ministry of Road Transport and Highway also suggested that all road capacity augmentation projects of 5 kilometers or more are to be compulsorily safety audited during design stage. And this safety audit should be undertaken by independent specialists trained in road safety engineering. So ideally, with the help of an independent road safety expert, we should conduct an audit in the design stage to identify what are the safety deficiencies, and accordingly we have to improve or suggest remedial measures to improve the design of a road network. So basic objective of this presentation is to highlight some design issues affecting road safety which might otherwise overlooked or considered insignificant. So as we have discussed that basically there are 4 basic elements involved in a road accident, or they affect the road accident, like road user characteristics. Road user may include pedestrian, driver and passengers. So their characteristics affect the safety. Similarly, vehicular characteristics, road characteristics and environmental characteristics. So ideally, interactions of all these affects the safety on our road network. So traffic accident results from actual failure of road users, vehicles, road and condition and environmental condition to discharge properly their respective functions in the traffic movement. So ideally, we should design our road network considering all these factors, because time is limited. So as we have already discussed, road user behavior is also typical and we have low awareness level. So considering their various visual characteristics, etc., we should design the road network to ensure safety on our road network. Ideally, requirement is that road user should be informed about roadway environment in advance, be able to read and understand the indication, be able to react suitably in time. Similarly, vehicular characteristics are important. Their weight, length, speed characteristics, etc. They affect the traffic operation and ultimately the road accident or road safety. Here, vehicle technology are also advancing. So there is a need to account these technologies in the design of roadway system to provide highest level of services and safety. Here, our vehicle should be visible. So nowadays we have this retro-reflective tape, etc. So we can enhance the nighttime visibility of the vehicles, and also use of seat belts, pedal dashboards, etc. enhance the safety of the vehicles. Here, roads characteristics are also important and affect the safety, like we should have a minimum stopping distance visible to the driver at any instant of time. We should design all the geometric features, safe speed as well as surface characteristics affect the road safety. A study was conducted and they had indicated that improvement in various geometrical features of a road, how they are responsible or how effective are they in improvement the road safety scenario. So similarly, this slide also highlights what is the role of engineering, like by proper scientific designing of any road element. Here, like particularly a road junction, we can enhance the safety on our road network. Like on this particular photographs, on the upper photographs, we have a very haphazard traffic moving in different direction, but by proper scientific designing and marking, etc., we can have a lane following traffic, and in this way we can ensure safety. So by proper scientific designing of various road elements, we can ensure safety. Here not only number of accidents, but also severity of injuries can also be reduced by appropriate scientific designing. For example, energy absorbing barrier which flex and deform under collision in such a way that the impact of collisions can be contained and decelerated in a manner more compact with occupant survival. Like for example, if we have any fixed object on the road, so if any vehicle hit, it may lead to a fatal accident. But by providing energy absorbing barrier here we can reduce the severity of accident. So by appropriate scientific designing, we can have not only reduce the number of accident, but also the severity of accident. Okay, this is the same slide, highlight this and same things. So this indicates that appropriate engineering measures can be effectively utilized to reduce accidents or to improve road safety. So similarly, road safety, safe road environment should also warn for unusual features. We should inform of the condition to be encountered. We should guide through unusual sections. We should properly plan and design to control through conflict points. We should forgive for errant behaviors. So there should be no surprise. We should have controlled release of relevant information and repeated patient information. So just to highlight, my appropriate landscaping design also we can ensure safety. Like here also two photographs which highlights that here in this first photograph there is a viewing direction is straight, however road is turning right. So by appropriate landscaping design we can enhance the safety and we can guide the traffic in moving in the appropriate direction. So by small things we can ensure safety. That is the basic idea. So road need to be designed based on the characteristics of vehicles and road users in current use and anticipated for the future. So here another point I would like to discuss, that only enforcement and education measures will not help, but engineering measures are also important, because generally people don't do what to tell them to do, but we have to plan and design road in such a way that even if driver makes a mistake, we should not punish them. So ideal requirement is that we should design the forgiving highways. The forgiving roads that forgive human errors. So the point is that engineering measures are also equally important other than enforcement and education measures. And as an engineer, our responsibility is that we should plan and design forgiving roads, the roads that forgive human error. And also it should be self-explaining roads that seek to prevent driver errors. So the point is that it is responsibility to be shared between road users and system providers, that drivers should follow the rules, designers to provide safe road, and enforcing agency to enforce. Then only we can ensure safety on our road network. Here basically this slide highlights a forgiving road is that which does all that is possible to keep the vehicle on the road, and we should have drivable side slopes, no uncovered drains nearby. So ideally we should design forgiving roads. So even if a driver makes a mistake, we should not punish them in terms of a fatal accident. Either like in this way we can have recoverable fill slopes. We should provide barriers, and even so if the driver is off tracking the road, it may not lead to a fatal accident. So because time is limited, so we can quickly skip all these slides. So basic requirement is that we should warn, inform, guide, and provide a forgiven on the road system. So we should warn through using the signboards. We should inform also the driver about the necessary information, and we should guide them by providing proper chevron signboard, etc., on sharp or gentle curve, etc. So positive guidance can be given to the driver through a combination of signs, object markers, safe advisory speed signs, and all these things. So basically there are three basic principles of safe operating practices on highway, that we should fulfill the driver expectancy, we should provide a positive guidance for the road users, and we should have geometrical design consistency. So in this way we can driver can be given sufficient information by proper planning and designing of signboard, etc., where he or she needs it, and in a form he or she can best use it to safely avoid a hazard. So we should provide proper information. So another point here is that sometimes we may provide unnecessary information, so that is also not desirable. So avoid information also overload on road users. Here, like in these photographs, they have put large number of signboards, so that is also not desirable. Here we should have our geometrical design should be consistent. So consistency relates here to the sameness of the nature of the road from one section to another. Here, so that the driver can adopt the things. Here the large number of literature, IRC publications are available to deal with this, how to design scientifically our road networks. Here for details, we can refer these literature. Here, but quickly, now we will discuss some example, how we can ensure safety through designing. Here, this slide highlights some potential safety issues in the design, that roads and intersection need to be properly designed, alignment, signing and pavement marking, shoulder treatments, channelization, lighting, bridges and culvert, traffic signals and control, vulnerable road users, barriers, street furniture and landscape. So large number of elements are there which needs to be properly planned and designed to ensure safety. So this slide highlights some road planning, design and safety deficiencies, some common observation on our road network, like here parked vehicle encroaching into the traffic lane. So we should have adequate shoulder widths, etc., so that in case of emergency, vehicle can be parked there because this is dangerous. See, similarly, two-wheeler forced to travel on unpaved shoulder by overtaking truck, inadequate side distances. This is unsafe intersection. So these are the common observations on our road network, and by proper planning and designing, we can avoid all such situation. Here, large width of median opening. So this is also a design fault. So that is also not. Here it is also non-standard median opening. Non-standard median opening created for pedestrians, but two-wheelers are crossing and causing accident. Here median, it is a non-standard median opening, and two-wheelers can also cross here, and this is dangerous. Similarly, here pedestrian underpass is lower than the service road, reducing the effect of clearance height and cause waterlogging during rainy season. So this is also a case of improper design. Here also this under PUP we have poor drainage as well as height is not sufficient. So small things, but improper design leads to unsafe situations on our road network. So this slide also highlights some another safety issues in urban areas due to mixed traffic, signages, and vulnerable road users. Here the signs are worn and they are not effective, and number of situations are there. Similarly, inadequate delineations on sharp curves, frequent median gaps in these photographs below. Here, so these are also unsafe location, and these need to be properly planned and designed on our road network. Here, this slide highlights how we can ensure safety through planning and design. So we should answer this question, like that can the road design be misunderstood by road users? Can design cause confusion? Can it create ambiguity? Whether the road design gives insufficient information or too much information? So these are the questions which helps us in proper designing of our road features. Does it provide inadequate visibility or cause obstruction to vision? Are there stretches where compromise on design standard has been made? So we have to question how, why, when, where, what, and if answer is yes to any of these questions, then we should find out the appropriate solution of these problems. So we should provide enhanced safety in planning stage as well as design stage. So I would like to highlight 1 or 2 points regarding how we can plan safer road network. So here in this slide, we have 2 drawings. Here in first drawing, this is a split development, and in second drawing, this is one-sided development. So here in this first photograph or drawing. Residential area is separated from school and working place by a major road. Workers and students have to cross the road. In this planning, a road is passing through middle of the schools, and one side schools are there and one side workplace is there, residents are there. So workers and students have to cross this road to attend their schools or workplace. So this is an unsafe situation. Here, the better way we can plan a safer road network, that we should plan all development on the same side of the major road, removes the need for regular crossing, and in this way we can enhance safety. So just small things that we can plan a bypass, and in this way bypass removes through traffic from the villages, and in this way we can enhance safety. Sometimes due to incomprehensive planning, that may result to unauthorized median openings, and which is an unsafe situation. So ideally we should design the road geometrical features of a road to minimize the fatality and to minimize injuries and minimize damage to the vehicles. So basically we have to design all the geometrical features of a road. The geometrical features of a road deals basically with the dimensions and layout of the visible physical feature of a road. Here it consists of horizontal curve, vertical curves, camber, super elevation, side distances, extra widening. And another important element is side distances. So basically side distance is length of the road visible ahead to the driver at any instant of time. And it is also very important to ensure safe driving. So visibility is very important. So ideally we should design the line of sight and side distances appropriately to ensure safety on our road. Sometimes the line of sight is obstructed due to growth of trees, etc. So we should ensure the visibility. Similarly, all these photographs also highlighted that due to steep gradient of crossroad joining the project highway, making the approach accident prone, because it is also a case of inadequate side distances. Here, as we know, we are having stopping side distances, overtaking side distances, and side distance at junctions. So at junction also, we should have a clear line of sight triangle to ensure adequate side distances and to ensure safety at the junctions. So ideally, we should design all the horizontal elements. So because time is limited, so quickly I would like to highlight 1 or 2 points. So we should avoid broken back curves also, and we should avoid isolated sharp curve. The isolated sharp curve in a good alignment is more dangerous than a series of curve in a generally poor alignment. Sometimes a isolated sharp curve is more dangerous as compared to series of horizontal curve, as it affects the attention of the drivers. So there are a number of issues. We should provide proper transition curve, super elevation, extra widening also. Similarly, vertical alignment also. We should properly plan and design the vertical alignment to ensure adequate line of sights and also smooth grading, etc. Similarly, some of the safety issue rising at vertical curves, like here also a series of ups and downs in the profile should be avoided, and we should correct it, and we can provide a uniform gradient. This will be more safe. Similarly, combination of horizontal and vertical alignment sometimes also creates an unsafe situation. Like here in this first photograph, we have broken back curves. Here, two curves are at a very short distance, and which may lead to a hazardous condition. So replacement of broken back curves by single radius along the curve may lead to a more safer design, safer practice. Similarly, there are a number of issues. Like in this drawing, a sharp hidden dip is hazardous. A stalled vehicle or obstruction in it will not be visible. Like in this figure, sometimes a dip is there, so that should need to be avoided because it is a safety hazard. Similarly, number of issues are there. We can have a smooth vertical alignment also to ensure safety on our road network. Similarly, combination of horizontal and vertical alignment. Sometimes individually horizontal alignment may be okay, vertical alignment may be okay, but sometimes their combinations may lead to a unsafe situation. Here, like in this particular slide, we have a local dip on long longitudinal gradient. So this can be avoided and it may lead to a safer design, safer practices. Similarly, on horizontal alignment, short humps on long horizontal curve can be removed, and in this way we can enhance safety. Here, just to summarize, we should be liberal in adopting radii of the horizontal curves. Junction should be clear of obstructions. Tree plantation should be kept away. Then cattle, we should provide cattle underpasses, crash barrier, depression median is more safer than raised median. So these are some of the issues that we should consider while designing safer road network. Here we should segregate local and through traffic. A number of issues are there. So basically there are a number of elements that need to be considered while designing a safer road network. Like here, this alignment, selection and land use. Here the road is passes through the town area, so that can be bypassed. Here similarly, this cross-section element, instead of raised median, we can have a depressed median. A number of other things are there. Similarly, horizontal alignment, vertical alignment. Here we have already discussed because time is limited. So we can skip all these. Similarly, design of junctions. Here by proper channelization, by constructing a proper acceleration, deacceleration, etc., we can enhance the safety on our junctions also. So by proper adequate designing of junction also, we can enhance safety. Here similarly, design of signs, marking, etc. So just to a case study, here some national highway in Uttar Pradesh. Here this is the condition. So there are a number of safety related issues here, like there is no marking on carriageway, no delineation of parapet wall faces, W beams are open, not fixed to parapets, very old and ineffective signboard, etc. So by proper designing of various marking, etc., we can enhance the safety on this particular road. Similarly, nighttime visibility is also important. Hazard marking. Okay, similarly, shoulder also need to be properly designed. Sometimes narrow shoulder can result in rear end crashes. Stopped vehicle encroach into the through lane here, and this may lead to a rear end crashes. So we should provide proper shoulder width, and it should be paved preferably so that it can provide a safer system. Here lastly, something about the operational aspect. Here the road safety through operation is also very important, and we should ensure the safety through operation to ensure compatibility between the safety feature of a road and the functional classification of the road, to identify any feature that can with time create a safety problem. For example, vegetation blocking a sign. So we have to ensure safety during operation also. We have to identify all features in the road system that poses a safety hazard to any of the road users. So safety during operation is also important to ensure safe operation of the road network. So basically in this, there are number of things. We have to maintain the surface condition also. See, sometimes areas of concern from maintenance point of view, like we may have potholes, cracks in the pavement, edge break, and then extra growth of tree branches, skidding, expansion joint on bridge decks, bearing on bridges, broken crash barrier. So these are some of the maintenance related issues that we should take care to ensure the safety during operation and maintenance period of any road project. Here sometimes bad riding surface due to bad maintenance may lead to potholes, and this may create a safety hazards condition. Here, so, ideally we should maintain the functionality of all the road signs, marking, ensure visibility of all the signs, taking corrective measures at locations where sight distance is seen to be compromised. So these are some of the issues that we should take care during the operation of any road project. Here this slide highlights sometimes during operation the road signs may not be proper or effective. Like here in this particular first photo, road signs are missing, hidden road sign, encroachment, signboards are hidden in median plantations. So these are some of the issues that we should take care, we should be attentive during the operation of any roads. Okay, so during this operation period, we should ensure we have to monitor, does the prevailing speed correspond to the design speed? Are the visibility and sight distance criteria still satisfied? And number of other issues. Here we should identify the new block spots as per police record. We should study the black spots for the possible causes in operation period to ensure safety during operation. Here sometimes tree branches, pruning, improving sight distances, correction to steep curves. Here, like for example, in this we have inadequate median plantation. So these are not very effective, and we should provide adequate median plantation. So during operation, we can monitor all these things. Here also median plantation up to median opening. So that is also not desirable, and it is recommended to avoid or restrict median plantation at median opening. Here we should have pruning of this side and median plantation. So these are small issues like road markings, provision of traffic calming measures. Here unsafe junction need to be suggest we have to have some improvement plan for the junctions to avoid any collisions or conflicts. Similarly, there are a number of issues related with the traffic signs and marking. See, sometimes we have non-standard road markings on our carriageway, inadequate sign, or sometimes we may have avoid the clustering of signs. Sometimes there may be number of signboards, so this may create a confusion to the driver, or they are not effective. Here they are not of proper shape. Sometimes signs are not readable and not as per IRC 67. So during operation, we can ensure, we can check all these things to ensure safety on our road network. Here sometimes signage fixed on earthen shoulder, which are also very dangerous. See, sometimes signals are not working, so we should take care of all these things. Sometimes the signs are not visible or due to vegetation of these trees and plants, etc. So they are not effective, not useful. See, sometimes there may be edge drops and edge cut at shoulder. So this is also a very unsafe situation. So we should take care of all these things to ensure safety during operation also. So lack of proper and strong shoulder. So shoulder is also very important in enhancing safety. The shoulder need to be filled with selected materials and with proper compaction. Wherever we find the shoulders are not adequate. Similarly, marking at toll plaza, marking at bus bay. So these are some of the issues. Another important issue is regarding the crash barrier. Here we have to provide either metal beam crash barrier or concrete crash barrier. So some issues are also related with these barriers. The barrier should be painted, and the face of metal beam crash barrier should not match and fixed to the face of RCC crash barrier with fish plate arrangement. So this is an incorrect practice, unsafe practice, and ideally it should match with the RCC barrier. The metal beam crash barrier is a semi-rigid barrier and should not be provided on the top face of concrete structure. Here, these are some small issues, but during operation, we have to ensure that here the metal beam crash barrier is provided over a concrete rigid barrier. So this is also not a safe practice. Here, metal beam crash barrier is fixed behind the curve. Here, metal beam crash barrier is fixed behind the curve. That is also not a safer practice. Ideally, we should, and the second photograph is the safer practice. So these smaller things, but we have to ensure safety during operation, and we should conduct a safety audit during operation also to identify all such deficiencies, and in this way we can improve the things. Here, similarly, here the no metal beam crash barrier was fixed on the outer edge of the curve, and then this may lead to an accident. No metal beam crash barrier fixed on higher carriageway. Here also, both the carriageway are at different level, and in this particular situation, no metal beam crash barrier was fixed on higher carriageway. So this is also an unsafe practice, and this may lead to an accident. Here, end treatment to metal beam crash barrier is also important. Here there is no end treatment to metal beam crash barrier, and this is also unsafe. Here also we should ensure the night visibility of the metal beam crash barrier. So there are a number of things. Another important aspect is during operation, we should ensure that there must be some highway ambulance also with the list of hospitals, police stations, fire station, and all this thing to ensure safe operations. And then road safety awareness camps, inspection. So all these are important. Appropriate medicines, first aid. Here the facilities for this, as we have discussed, this golden hour. See, golden hour is the first hour is very important or critical to save the life of the victims. So we should have the appropriate facilities, medical facilities to take care of the victims, first aid and all these things. Similarly, save run at curves, this highlights, this improves the visibility and in this way it enhances the safety. Similarly, nighttime visibility is also important. So we should ensure the safety during nights also, and we should ensure adequate visibility of all signboards and curve, etc. to ensure safer operations of our road network. Okay, I think time is up, so I would like to end here. So thank you, Ms. Kashish.
Thank you so much, sir. This was really a thoughtful presentation.
Because time was limited, so I have to keep some hurry. So
Yes.
to complete the presentation in time.
So we are now going to begin answering the questions.
Yes, please.
Sir, so the first question is, what kind of computing tools can be used in the appropriate operation of traffic index, and what are the chances of its development in India?
Computing tool for developing traffic index. Pardon?
Yes, sir, for operation of traffic index. Computing tools that
Computing.
can be used in the appropriate operation of the traffic index.
Hello.
Yes, sir, you're audible.
Acha, acha. Now, unfortunately, there is a power cut, so now I am trying to connect through mobile.
Yes, sir, it's
Yes,
okay.
please.
Repeat
Yes,
the
please.
question.
Yeah, can you please repeat the question? Yes, please.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What
Huh.
kind of computing tools can be used in the appropriate operation of traffic index, and what are the chances of its development in India?
Hmm. In this regard, my suggestion is that we can have some simulation tools can be developed which can simulate the traffic operation condition depending upon the considering the geometrical feature as well as operation characteristics. And in this way, we can analyze the traffic operation and possible accident risk. And in this way, we can identify the potential safety hazard risk, and accordingly, we can suggest appropriate remedial safety measures. Like using VISIM and other simulation tools. So I think that will be useful in this regard during operation.
Okay, sir. Sir, and the second question is, in hilly areas, two-wheelers drive neutral mode. So how it should be managed?
Two-wheelers are, that is no doubt, that is an unsafe situation, unsafe driving. We should not permit that while you want to move in neutral.
Yes, sir.
That is an unsafe practice. That is not permitted.
Yes, sir. So that's it. So this concludes our webinar. And have a great day, everyone. And thank you so much again, sir, for presenting this. We really appreciate your effort and your expertise.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And all the best to you also. You are also making a sincere effort. And so in improving the safer road network. So all the best for your efforts. Thank you very much.
Thank
You are at IIT Delhi. You are at IIT Delhi.
No, sir.
Achha. You are having this IRS is practically an NGO. IRS
Yes,
is
sir, it's an
basically
NGO, but
a NGO.
yes, sir, under
Hello?
Salt Foundation.
Achha, okay. Thank you. All the best. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Have a good day, everyone.
Chalo.